What up, Dama Nerds? It's Rod here. It is December 26th and the 11th year of Sander. It's 11:42 Japan time. I'm here hanging out with my boy MJ.
Yo, 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 yo. Welcome to episode number 2 of Dama Nerds, everyone. I'm happy to be back. And
Yeah.
I believe you are too, no, Rod?
Yeah, I hope
Of
so.
course. Of
I
course.
mean, well, I'm happy to be back. I don't know about the people listening, but I hope you're not here I hope you're here out of your own free will. That's what I'm trying to say.
Free will. Everyone
Free
needs
will.
to free their will, all right?
Free will for the fucking Dama Nerds. Let's go.
Newsflash, everyone. We got a Dama Nerds Instagram account that was just started, so go to Instagram, follow us, Dama Nerds. We'll be posting some stuff up there, so check it. So, first up on the list, we have Catch and Flow that finished up.
Yes, it did.
That was December 8th, a Saturday, held in Tokyo, Shibuya.
Club
How
Harlem.
did it go? How did it go? There was a live feed.
There
and
was.
I believe a lot of people were watching.
Yeah, I hope so. I actually had no idea what it was. I was just at the event and having fun myself, so I have no idea what was going on online or any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I didn't know that they were going to be live streaming it, but it's good that they did.
It was a great event.
I heard that some of the camera angles that they used for the live stream wasn't the greatest.
Yeah, so low key, I heard that. So I don't know if anybody saw where the judges sat this year at Catch and Flow, but they were very far from the stage.
Extremely
And the reason
far.
for that was because they were making room for the live stream. So you live streamers who watch the live stream, be thankful. Don't bitch. Because like the judges couldn't see shit, and that's
They couldn't
because
see
that was
shit.
all so that you motherfuckers could see what was going on. So
Another thing I heard, or I saw definitely through other people's like Instagram footage or pictures, like the lighting to the human eye, the naked human eye, the lighting on the stage was good.
yeah,
It was really bright, but once you brought a lens between your eye and what was going down, it became like it's just whited out.
really interesting.
Yeah, if you see anyone with like a white shirt on, it's just like I think Rolf had a white shirt.
He did.
and he just looked like a flag or something.
I feel like Rolf
This is massive.
often gets that giant billboard thing going for him, you know? He's just a big dude, so it's like, what do you do? Other than that, Catch and Flow was really good this year. There was a lot of talent came out, as always.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And there was actually a surprising amount of really young Japanese players in the finals this year.
Dude.
It was insanity. There was one person that wasn't Japanese that qualified for the finals.
billboard.
And it was our big boy,
It
Rolf.
was the big
He was the
boy.
only one. The rest of the people who qualified from the qualifier rounds that wasn't a seeded player was all Japanese.
All Japanese.
All of them.
And the average age was probably like 14.
I know. Other than that, I think the oldest one was
Insanity.
our handy boy Fukushima, which is 18.
Yeah.
Putting the hand in handle stall.
But Dome Church. But totally, there was like the amount of Japanese players that destroyed was crazy. But you think about it, the amount of Japanese players that were there in total outweighs the Western players.
It's very true. I mean, it makes sense
We're in
being that
Japan.
it's in Japan.
You know?
However, it's surprising because in past years it has never been that way, right?
Good point.
It's always been the more foreigner players come and more foreigner players show up in player wise. So like the way that we're like showing up. So like we're showing up to fucking be in the finals kind of thing.
Right. Yeah, you're not here for just a show to have fun.
Yeah, and I mean, not that we're all just here to have fun and to like show face and be there for the event. But like, in recent years, it's kind of been more of a thing where the foreign players make it to the finals, and whereas this year it was all Japanese players, and then like the seeded players,
right.
plus Rolf. So it was very interesting in that regard.
That's very true. And I remember talking with Rolf before they announced the finalists, and he was so sad. He was the biggest, saddest guy I've ever seen in a while.
Rolf is always the saltiest motherfucker I've ever met. It doesn't matter. Like, this year was the best Rolf anybody has ever seen on a stage. Like, he was on fire this year. It was insane. Like, Rolf has his shit. Like, he has his style.
Right.
He does his thing.
Yeah.
And that's kind of always his thing.
Right.
We all have that. But Rolf was on fire this year. It was. I was stoked. I was almost jumping off the top, the top little area where everybody was
that
sitting.
little balcony.
I was screaming at him. I was like, it was insane. He was killing it.
He was
dude.
doing really good, but before
and the best part about that was that right before he went up there, he was throwing up. He was feeling shitty.
Oh man!
He told me he went to the bathroom and he threw up, and he was just like, oh, like. I don't know, man. I'm not feeling so good. And then he went up on stage and he played the best kendama I've ever seen him play. And I was just like, dude, you should throw up more often before you play, I think.
Yeah.
Because,
get rid of those nerves and everything else that was
maybe
stuck
that's
in
what
there.
it was. I don't know what it was, dude. But he was fucking on fire that time.
He was
crazy.
doing good, but yeah, he was so sad. He's like, I totally bombed. I'm not going to make it.
Yeah, that's classic Rolf, dude. It was the same thing last year in 2017.
Wow. I didn't know he was
were
such
all
a
on stage,
worrywart.
and he was like, "Oh, there's no way I made it. I'm so soft. Oh, blah blah blah." And then like the last person they call is Rolf makes the finals, and then everybody we waited. It's like, "Where's Rolf? Where's Rolf?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Where's Rolf?" And it's like, "Oh, he's way the fuck over here being a salty ass bitch." Oh, here he comes. Oh, here's Rolf. Oh, classic.
Like hiding in the
we
corner
all
crying.
love you, Rolf. Quit being so salty.
Yeah, you're good. You know it, and just enjoy it.
But I gotta say, like, I'm not only saying this because she's on my team, but my favorite thing of all of Catch and Flow was watching Misu on stage.
Dude, I think that was like
I wouldn't have cared if she was on Crom or if she was on Kenko or whatever fucking team. Or, like, I don't know why I said Kenko, but you know what I'm saying. If she was on any team, I would have loved to have watched her. Like, she was just destroying, dude.
So
she was
amazing.
just on fire.
I remember.
I'm still up. Do you hear me? I'm so riled up about it.
I remember meeting her. Like, I believe it was the first World Cup or a different. I think
it was the first one because that was the first time I met her too.
Right? Yeah, I met her.
I'm pretty sure it was the first one in 2014 when Bonds won.
Yeah, yeah, and I don't know why she stood out to me.
Yeah.
I think because she was pretty young and she was one of the only like girl players that was of that age there.
Yeah, yeah.
That was playing. Of course, she wasn't that great. Like she was like just getting into kendama at that point. But to see her, how much she's grown. I remember like, what was it? Maybe 2 years back. I went to Osaka for a business trip. Hung out with Zawa, did a little event, and she was there too. I mean, the Kendama videos. She's in that one where I have dude, yeah, I have it's Zawa, it's Junya, also the Terra team, and Misu. Yeah. And Morishin came up too, and they're in the video. But to see her grow like in the past year and a half or something.
Dude, she's been just taking leaps and bounds, dude.
Huge,
like
huge. She must like be just
I'm so impressed with her.
Not doing any homework, not studying for any tests.
That's the thing, though, is that she has been doing studying, and she has been going to school and studying hard. And I'm pretty sure she has been doing well in school as well, from what her mom told me.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
I'm sure,
she just gets it, dude. She has
It's
a good
so
head on her
intense.
shoulders. Like, and that's, I think, a good reason of why, like, I and myself and the rest of us chose her for the Terra team. You know, it was like I saw her and I was just like, "Yo, she doesn't have a team, man. Like, yo, Smith, we need her on the Terra team." Like, I literally, those were my words. I literally like did the lean. I was like, "Yo, she needs to be on the team, dude." Like, it was one of those moments where I was just like, "This has to happen."
Yeah,
like, if she's not on the team, I'm gonna be sad.
Yeah.
I want to be teammates with her, man, because I want to help her grow and I want to see it.
I think that was a highlight not only for you but like everyone, because everyone in the community knows about Misu for like a long time, and to see her do so well and surprise everyone, probably surprise herself too.
Yeah,
like
she's totally a crowd favorite. She's always been a crowd favorite. Misu. I want to chant her right now, dude. Misu. She's always been a crowd favorite, dude. Like, just for so many reasons.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, she did fucking lean house, border balance, lean house, first try on stage.
Yeah, dude.
That was her redemption from World Cup, because I know she was trying to do that at World Cup.
Oh, right,
she made the finals at World Cup just barely.
Yeah.
And when she did that, that was the trick that she was going for, but she never actually got on stage. So that was her redemption, and she fucking did it first try.
Yeah.
I was like,
it.
I was literally on the stage, on the side of the stage, just screaming and pounding my fist on the stage, just like, yes, like, it was so hyped,
oh,
dude.
Man, it was so awesome to see her.
I was so happy to see her on stage for so long, man, just because she has such an arsenal of tricks. Like, then the funny part is that between rounds, I of course, like, because she's my teammate, you know, I have to be there to go support her, you know?
Yeah.
Like, not just that, like, she's my homie, of course. But
Yeah.
So I went over there and I was like, yo, Misa, you're killing it. Like, hell yeah. Like, what do you got for next round? Like, let's, like, whatever. And she's like, oh,
Yeah.
I don't know, what tricks should I do? She's asking me. And I'm like,
wow,
what do you mean? Why are you asking me, dude? You're the one that knows what tricks you can do. Like,
right.
And so I'm just naming
She
off some
needed a
tricks,
coach.
and like I'm naming off some crazy shit that I've seen her do on Instagram and shit. And she's
okay,
like,
okay.
oh yeah, that one. Okay.
Right,
I'm like,
right.
okay, that's okay. Okay, well then yeah, go fucking do it,
Yeah.
please. And then she
Nice.
did it.
Oh,
She's
man.
like, it's crazy, dude. She did it around Naughty Bird on stage.
Oh,
I've been trying to do that trick forever, like just like messing around, like not seriously grinding on it, but like just like haphazard, like you know, just trying it a little bit, and
Right.
like, it's fucking hard, dude.
yeah. I think
I can
it
do
was,
a Naughty Bird in a few tries, but around Naughty Bird is
Right.
like, get out of here, dude.
I
like,
think it was like the second time she came up to Naughty Bird, I was like, oh, wait a second.
yeah,
That's not a normal bird.
that's not that ain't no normal bird.
Yeah,
what,
yeah.
What kind of bird is that?
Man,
Somebody call
albatross.
Zach Yord. We need to know what kind of bird this is.
Where's my binoculars? But
right?
yeah, she did awesome. Totally, like, congrats. That's so awesome. She was.
And she got third place, man. Like, I couldn't be happier for her, dude.
Right.
Amazing.
so good.
So that being said, we have the other top two to talk about.
Ooh,
We got, you know, the boy Bonds and the boy Nick.
yeah.
So a lot of people talk about it, and you know Bonds kills it as always, but a lot of people think
As
that Nick
always.
should have won.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a lot of people that I've been talking to recently think Nick should have won.
Oh, wow.
A lot of people think that Nick did harder tricks. The difference being that Bonds has his own style.
That's
and Bonds,
a huge
and that's
thing.
it is massive, right?
Yeah.
And that, like, what I've told everyone that I've talked to about it is that it comes down to the judges, right?
Yeah.
And that's what this kind of competition is about, is really, like, it comes down to, of course, the last two players, and then that
Yeah.
comes down to the judges and what
Exactly.
the judges think are best.
Right,
And this
right.
was a prime example of that,
Yeah.
where Bonds has a really sick style, and, like, he makes... Like, he could do a pull-up bird and make it look sicker than, like, a juggle four-turned bird. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That, like, whereas, like, Nick is doing some crazy, like, triple turn, juggle to bird, and then to handle, like, whatever, you know? But it's all within this small little box. Like, he doesn't go
True,
below his
true.
waist or above his shoulders.
Yeah.
Where Bonds is, like, reaching up above his head and then catching it, like, almost at his ankles.
Right. It's
Kind
more
of
of a
thing.
show.
So there's just, yeah, he's putting a show on kind of thing. So
Yeah.
there's more of a, but that's where the judges come in, like I said. So we have the clean judge, we have the creativity judge, the combo, the
Overall,
the overall
Was
is
at the
one
end,
of them.
yeah.
I'm missing the fourth
there's one
though.
more.
God damn it! Why are we spacing on this?
Come on.
Come on.
Come on. Where's this shit?
Okay, let's start this over. So we got the cleanliness, we got the combo judge, we have the creativity, the overall, and
And hold on, I'm
What
looking it up
the
right
fuck,
now.
really?
I hate this
Why
website.
can't I remember?
Oh.
Oh, flow! It's flow! Got it. We're idiots.
The second word in the title, or third.
Catch and flow.
Flow.
Yeah. The thing about that is that each one of those judges should not be looking at anything but
Right.
like
right.
they shouldn't be looking outside of their own kind of realm, you know.
Right,
So like
totally.
as the cleanliness judge, you want to look at how clean a trick is. You don't
Yep.
want to look how creative it is.
Yep.
You want to look at the combo, how many tricks they're doing. Everything is about how clean it is.
Yeah.
The same thing with the flow is like all you're looking at is the flow,
How
nothing but.
how the people are moving on stage.
Exactly.
Yep.
So that being said, it's like of course Bonds should get the flow points.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
For
From
anything.
that. Yep.
Always. Bonds always should get the flow points.
Yeah.
As long as he's on point and lacing his shit, which he usually is.
Right.
And then he also should be getting the creativity points because Nick
most
does a
part,
lot
yeah.
of creative stuff, but in this case, Nick was doing a lot of like more like kind of like what's normal kind of stuff in kendama, but like really hard stuff.
Just
of
hard,
course.
yeah. Multiple spins, like
Exactly, multiple juggles to like this and that, and
Right.
like, yeah. Every time I see the dude play kendama, I'm just like my mind just goes to mush. I don't know what the fuck to think of it because he's so crazy,
Yeah,
dude. And
yeah.
like I've been playing kendama for almost 10 years, and I still like
After
I'm
a
like,
while.
oh my god, what are you doing? Like
Seriously,
what the
yeah,
fuck?
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
it's
In that little box of right in front of his chest, just
yeah, and he doesn't move this like it's
Right,
like it's
right,
nothing to him. It's like he moves like I swear I move more to do around the world than he does to do like juggled like
Right,
3
yeah,
turn around
yeah,
the world
totally,
kind of thing.
totally.
Like, I'm like, what the hell, man? Like, it's crazy.
But yeah, Bonds always comes out with some crazy stuff that I usually like don't see. He's
This is
always
true.
so good at bringing something to a competition and like kind of hiding it. I don't know if he does
It's
it
not even that,
intentionally.
dude. Like honestly, what it is he literally tries it on stage for the first time.
That might be it.
It's a trick that no, I'm not kidding. Like I remember at MKO, there was the 2 years ago at MKO.
Yeah.
The trick that he did was he was known for doing
That-
the inward lunar,
that UFO
the UFO
lunar?
back to inward lunar.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
that was something that he innovated.
Yeah.
But this year was something where we were talking about it, and I remember the night before seeing him just grinding on the stairs. I was walking around or whatever, and he
Oh,
was like,
man.
"Yo, I unlocked a new trick,
He
dude."
got it.
And he showed me, and it was like the inward lunar, like come up, tap UFO to inward lunar.
Oh,
and I was
okay,
like,
okay,
"Yo,
okay.
what the fuck, dude? That's like really sick."
Yeah.
And then he just did it first try on stage.
Right.
And that's like, I don't know how he pulls that shit out of his ass like that. He just
Seriously.
does it first try.
Seriously.
Like it's a big cut. Like
yeah. He just has it so dialed in. Like
he has a goddamn
perfectly.
horseshoe up his ass, dude. I don't know what the hell is going on with that dude, but it's sick. It's so sick.
It's yeah. He just locks it down so well. Like the muscle memory is just it's there. It's like he's playing a video game. It's unlocked. Once it's unlocked,
absolutely.
it's like all right.
It's like
I got it.
if you look at modern day skaters, dude. Like there's a lot of modern day skaters. I watch them, and I'm literally like, am I watching someone play skate right now? Because like this is crazy.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same kind of feeling.
But this time there wasn't any. Was that the? There was
no,
nothing
this
too
time
special that I remember.
No, this time this time he didn't bust out any
Right,
new shit.
yeah.
He kind of busted out the old school Bond shit, but just kind of kept it flowing.
Yeah.
And it was enough for him to convince the judges and get a victory.
Right. The best thing of Bonds though, every time because he's on that stage so many times, even though he was seated, he had to battle off like a handful of people. I don't know exactly how many it was, but
4 battles.
4 battles, and every time he goes up, he's doing something a little different.
Well, that's kind of
He's
part of it,
never,
right?
like-
There's no.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
the funny thing about catch and flow is that there's no real rules about doing the same trick over and over. There's no real rules about a lot of things. So
Right, that's up to the judges.
exactly. So, but that being said, all of us who kind of play kendama a lot and are like kind of the core players are kind of, we all understand what we're all capable of, like individually.
Yeah.
You know, we all know each other very well. We all follow each other. We all know that.
Yep.
So we're all kind of like, well, if you're gonna go up there and do the same trick, like even if you win, we're all gonna give you shit. You know,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
yeah.
going to be a victory for you. It's going to be like
Exactly,
you're going to
right.
get shit on for the next year.
Yeah, I think that's
So-
where poor Rolf got a little bit of that
Yeah, well,
at the beginning.
that's what I was saying before. Is Rolf has his own shit where he always kind of does the same. That being said, Rolf does branch out, and you can't discount him for that.
Oh yeah, recently, yeah, he's been doing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everyone
lot
shits
of
on Rolf,
sick
and he
stuff.
deserves it. But I love the guy. You got to love him.
yeah. No, he's
He's
good.
a
He's good.
Big fucking lovable panda, that motherfucker.
And
But yeah, so Bonds was doing a lot of old school Bond stuff. It wasn't a lot.
Right.
Like he didn't bust out any new shit this year. Which,
right, it wasn't. Yeah, nothing was like, oh my god, my mind is just melted to the ground right now.
But that
Like,
also being
what
said,
was
like
that?
there was a lot of players this year that were in the qualifiers that a lot of people thought should have made the finals, or not even should have made the finals like because of their performance, but just in general because of who they are and because of what they're capable of. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Like Albert, for example, like the dude from on the Crom. And like
wow.
Jake Fisher, like one of the previous champions, he didn't have such a good year this year. And that happens, man. Like I also didn't have a very good year this year. I fucking blew it on stage.
Right.
You know? And like that's the way it goes sometimes. Like you gotta take that. Accept it. You know, like what else am I gonna do? Am I gonna get upset about it and quit kendama? Like,
definitely.
You know,
I don't think anybody goes that far, but it is like it is a big hit. But it is good to also remember like everybody has on days and off days. Like sometimes people are just smashing tricks.
Straight up, dude.
Like that happens to me sometimes. It's always like when you're just sitting at home, like practicing and doing nothing. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna do so good, yeah. And you get on stage, and then they're like, okay, Sanich, Hajime, and you're like, oh my god, like all the nerves come. It depends on who you are. Like Bonds is totally one of those people who feeds off of the nerves,
straight up,
and turns it into a positive energy to then focus like to a different level.
No, straight up. And like I like to think that like myself, like I'm not as affected by the nerves as most people, you know? Like I like to just go out there and have fun. And that's kind of always been my thing where like I'm just like, yo, you know what? None of this fucking matters. Like it's
exactly.
I'm like if I go out there and I kill it, that's sick. But if I don't, that's also sick. You know, I'm still out there. I'm still playing kendama. Like people are hyped to see me.
My farts and my shits stink as much as everyone else's.
Exactly.
So
and that's like that's something that a lot of people miss. You know, and like. I feel like that's a thing a lot of people forget about is that like kendama and all this shit is just about fun. You know, it's like
but once there's the competition or tournament tag to the title of whatever event you're going to, you know, that's gonna affect your mentality in some
100%.
ways, especially when you get on stage, those bright lights. And there's like a bunch of people like, all right, do your stuff. Like,
yeah,
oh,
that's the difference, man. It's like, it's like, okay, it's not about like how good are you. It's not about like what kind of tricks can you do. It's like, okay, it's right now, do it. And
live.
And not only right now, but it's like, you got to wait. No, it's not your turn yet. No, you got to wait. No, this person's got to go. Oh, okay, now it's your turn. Get up there. No, go. 3, 2, 1, go. Wait, go. What are you waiting for? Go. Right? And
dude, did you see? I noticed. I forgot. Somebody commented. I forgot where it was, Facebook or Instagram, talking about how Misu was not watching.
Dude, I was impressed by that. I was so impressed. She would stand looking in the corner she just focused on her own shit.
Yeah,
that is like some next level shit.
That's some like Bruce Lee type, like for real, spiritual, dude. Like just don't worry about what it
has nothing
that's
to
happening.
Do with what they're doing. Exactly.
All I gotta do is do my best.
That is what you need, dude. You don't gotta worry about what's going on out there. You just gotta worry about what you're gonna do.
I think that was a really good technique.
Absolutely, dude. When I saw her doing that, I was like, at first I was like, what the fuck, and then I was like, oh. Yes. Like, I was so hyped, dude. I was like, she gets it. She gets it more than I ever even thought she did, which is like a lot. It's like, Misu.
Yeah.
It's like, no wonder she sells more pro mods than I do, dude.
So it happens. It gets to people.
It does,
we saw.
man.
It gets to the pros. It gets to a lot of
to everyone.
Amateurs.
And that's the thing. It's like pros are no different than regular players, man. We're just people who have pro mods and who have been in it longer.
I don't know about that.
No, totally.
Like for me, the first time I saw Bonds, like first Kendama World Cup, that shit was amazing. Like to see his consistency live like that. That's when I was like, oh, that's what a professional kendama player is.
Like, and that is part of it for sure. But what I'm saying is that when it comes down to something like catch and flow is a very different event, you know?
It's crazy different.
Like World Cup, you have a lot of time to like redeem yourself, even if you miss a bunch of times. Like I could try the same trick 10 times and miss it, and then get it the 11th time, and then still have a minute left to like come back and do my shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Whereas with catch and flow, you only have that minute and a half.
That's
It's a big thing because like you're not only just trying to like fulfill that minute and a half, but you're also trying to impress the judges and the people and stuff. So it's a whole nother. It's just completely different. Like there's no even comparing the two.
Nope. You're on live TV. It's like you're
basically,
Yeah. World Cup is you have a camera set up to record and you go. You try to get this
you're
trick.
making an edit almost.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You have a
Catch and
limited
Flow
time to make that
is
edit,
live.
but you're still making that edit. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Catch and Flow's live.
Yeah, straight up.
Just go. But it is fun. Let's talk about the venue. Like you mentioned, the judges were really far away. I don't know how many people noticed, but
it was
the room
unfortunate.
itself was pretty small.
Yeah.
There was probably from the stage to the judges,
maybe 20 people. Maybe. Like
right?
tops. I
Like
would say
a
closer
line
to
of
15. 10 or 15 closer.
Maybe. How many steps would that be? I feel like that would be like 20,
I don't
maybe
know.
30 steps.
We got to nerd out harder next time.
Not
Bring
big.
some tape measures, bud.
We should have. But in any case, like the stage was at one side of the room, and the opposite side of the room where the wall was, that's where the stages were that's where the judges were sitting down.
Yeah.
And even them, like they had to stand up every once in a while.
Yeah, straight
to
up,
see
dude.
what was going on, because at the bottom, and even like me where I was standing with everyone else, general standing area, there were so many people like right up front. And
that was the thing.
Everyone
yeah.
squats.
And when people are stoked,
Dama, right?
they throw their hands up, right?
Yeah.
And when people do hard tricks, they get really low.
They get really
Bonds
low.
especially,
Oh,
kind of
man.
style, you know? Like getting really low, the arms are going up. You can't see a goddamn thing. They probably couldn't even see Bonds' body, never mind his kendama.
Right. So I'm like, that kind of really sucks. Not only
It's
for
stupid.
us watching.
It's so stupid.
Yeah, but for the judges to be so far away, and it's like, how are you supposed to judge?
That's yeah. It's you're basically just like hindering the judges for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, why?
Yeah, and I think it was because just the layout of the place, it was really small.
Well, like originally, like I said, like they were supposed to be close to the stage, but what happened in the morning when they were setting up for the venue was they were setting up the live stream.
Yeah.
So the live stream took over the spot that was supposed to be the judges' spot.
That's dumb.
And for whatever reason, they just decided to push the judges back. That's
Like,
what I heard.
Way
anyway.
back.
Yeah, way back.
Way the fuck back. Yeah, seriously. They were the furthest away from the stage.
Pretty much, yeah. Other than those of us that were up in like the smoking section, like up on top. And even that was like, I had a better view because I was,
that's why I didn't go up there.
yeah. It was hard to see, honestly. I had to like kneel on this really sketchy stool that was like all janky, and it was like a whole balance act to be on the stool in the first place. So like, there was actually this little platform where they had all these like drums and stuff stored, and I really, really just wanted to jump out on that platform and sit there, but I didn't want
drums.
No, fuck the drums. I just wanted to sit there. I just wanted to sit there and be close to the action, you know?
Yeah.
But I also didn't want to be the one to do that. And like, you know, like it's
like, hey Rod, can you
it's
not
like,
do
yeah,
that?
hey, Rod, you live in Japan now, dude. Like, what are you fucking doing? Get out of here. Like, you should know better, right?
Oh man.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it can go in many different ways, catch and flow of
as it does. And again, it went the same way as it did last year, which was 2 bonds.
Straight up. Bonds. One thing that happened that I thought was so awesome is once they announced the finalists, everyone who qualified, at the very, like, everyone gets their little baggie, their little goodie bag, their party bag.
The party bag.
And then they started throwing out the damas. Everything that they had in that bag. They're like, oh, what's this? Just throwing it out into the audience.
Don't need that.
No,
No.
I mean, like, there's probably like, I don't need that. I think maybe Bonds was the first one to do it, and then everyone just followed suit, right? But it makes so much sense because that's one question I always had. It's like the people that are winning these competitions are, especially nowadays, are like professionals.
Of course,
they're sponsored professionals.
The people who are winning these competitions
all
should
the prizes,
right?
all the prizes are like kendamas.
Yeah,
they don't need those fucking kendamas.
And usually they're kendamas from another company that you were not sponsored by, right?
Right.
Which, like, so for me, it's not like with Terra. We've always just been like, whatever, you just play a kendama. But like, a lot of companies don't like you to play other kendamas, especially in public, and especially it makes sense. You know, you're trying to represent.
Yeah.
And like I do
That's
the same
why you're
thing.
sponsored for that company.
I say that, but we all do the same thing with Terra as well. You know, like I film tricks with my pro mod rather than, you know, a Matt Sweets pro mod or like a Rolf pro mod or whatever. You know?
But so it's like, what does everyone do with this? Now I've seen Nick Gallagher go on the Facebook and be like, "Hey guys, I got some Damas to sell from this past competition." Selling them there. I was like, what else?
No,
does
totally.
People,
They're
what else
kendama
do people
players.
do? I was assume like give them away, but to see it like on stage, people just tossing it out to the audience, because the audience is, you know, people who like kendama, who are there for the show. So it was like such a good idea. It's like the prizes should stop being kendamas.
No, I think it's a good thing, because honestly, like myself, like we all got kendamas for signing up. Like I was talking about before, like I got a Jake Weens pro model and I got a Sweets Prime, right?
Yeah.
And I took that Sweets Prime and I traded it to Mel for a Matt Sweets pro model because she had one, and I was like, yo, I will actually play that Matt Sweets pro model because Matt Sweets is my homie. I just want to play it. And I've wanted one forever, and I still have it. But the Jake Weens pro model I gave away. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and that's kind of part of it. It was like you have these kendamas, so it's like some ammo, so that especially in a place like Shibuya where it's so inhabited, like so many people, and there's so many kendama players there, but there's also so many other people there, right? And all these other people are walking around, and they see us all here, and they're just like, what is going on over here?
And you just give it out,
And you inevitably meet these people, and you just like go talk to them, and then like, oh, you like, and then you get them to do a trick. It's like, I don't give a kendama away unless they put in a little bit of effort, you know? If they're going to do a big cup and like put in the effort to spike it, like with my kind of expertise or like help or whatever, of course, you know?
Right.
Like if they do that, then of course I'll be like, you know what? You earned it. Hell yeah. Here's a kendama. And I hope you continue on this journey, because I just showed you step 1. You got like 4 million more steps to take. You know?
That is definitely, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
But for the most part.
And so, like, in that regard, I think it's kind of sick.
It is. But wouldn't you rather just get, like, money? Because it's like, what other competitions do that? If you go to a skateboard competition and you win first place, you get a bunch of, like, wheels and bearings and decks and trucks? No.
Yeah. Well, do they? I don't know. I've never really been to one, to be honest.
They don't. I mean, like.
They don't.
They don't. Like, I guess, you know, the level of them is very different if you're thinking about like X Games or, you know.
And like you're talking about like giving money to competitors, and there's like a lot more money in skateboarding than there is in kendama.
Right. So I guess that's maybe the hard thing, but it's like, shouldn't maybe companies, instead of giving the kendamas, like give maybe funds, give some money over?
Yeah. I feel like it's kind of almost the same way, same thing in a way, you know. It is hard to do that. I don't know. I think it's all some, you know. I feel like
standpoint, I don't know.
I feel like we just all got to be kind of thankful for what we do get. You know what I mean?
I guess, yeah.
Like I'm not trying to complain. Like, yeah, I would love to have been given, like, you know, like it cost me whatever to sign up. Like I would have I would have been way more stoked to be given cash and just like not pay to sign up, rather than be given a couple damas. But that being said, was like, because I'm a sponsored player, I get helped out to sign up, you know? And also I get given these kendamas that I may or may not want to play necessarily, but they're also, like I said, something that helps to spread kendama.
Okay.
Which is what this is all really about, you know, is like to help other people get into it. And that's why these big events exist, because these people that don't play kendama can come to these events and see what it's about. And that's a huge part of it as well.
Getting deep on the Dama Nerds.
100%, man. That's what's up.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I always see it as, you know, I guess in a bad way compare it to other competitions. I grew up skateboarding, so I compare it always a lot to how skateboarding, the community does things there. And I'm like, well, should we do something like this? Shouldn't it be like that maybe? Which I think some things can be adopted. I think would be a good
100%
idea.
It's a great fucking model to look after, right? Because it's very similar. In a way.
It grew up with like just a bunch of punk kids doing it, and then it turned into this huge like industry.
Yeah, but that being said, skateboarding is skateboarding. and kendama is kendama. Right? And like, not that we shouldn't like look at things and learn from them, but there's no reason for us to steal everything from them. Like, there's no reason for us to not create our own things, right?
I get that.
And that's kind of, I think, where it differentiates.
Right.
But anyways, the day after Catch and Flow, they had the all-girls event.
Yes, they did.
Which I was lucky enough to attend. Even though the after party was rowdy, I still made it. We all had fun. We all got up the next morning. We made it to the girls event, put on by Yuka and Haley. Shout out Yuka and Haley because you guys are rad and put on a dope event.
Yeah.
And like I was talking about Misu before, you know, she's my teammate. I got to shout her out. She got third place at Catch and Flow. The next day, she got third place again at the girls event. It was insane. Right. She also, the reason she got third place was at Catch and Flow, she went up against Rumina. You got to deal with it and go figure it out because Rumina is insane. She's a goddamn machine. And so, dude, Rumina and Misu went up against each other again in the girls' competition the next day.
Again.
And unfortunately, Misu fell to her again. Not unfortunately, that's what happens. Rumina deserved it. She killed it. So Misu got third again, and Rumina didn't quite take it. Nonoka came out on top. Nonoka from Sweets.
Yeah.
It was actually such a stiff competition. I couldn't believe it. It was like, you know, you think about it, you're like, yeah, kendama girls competition is like, whatever. Like, all these girls are going to come play kendama, which is a stupid way to look at it, but that's the way a lot of people think about it. But it was insane. The competition was intense. I would have never have gotten anywhere near the top of it. And I've been playing kendama forever. These girls were insane, dude.
No,
it was the level of competition was just top. It was fucked up. Nonoka's a goddamn animal. She is, man.
I was there last year for the all girls event in Tokyo, and there was a JKA event happening like the next day or the day prior to that, and there were so many people from the what was it called? What dojo was that? The
Itami.
Atami.
Is it Atami? I think it's the Itami.
Itami? I think it's Atami. Itami?
Maybe you're right. I thought it was Itami, the Itami dojo the whole time, but it could be Atami. You could be Atami. Right.
And so many of the girls from the Atami dojo were there, and like so
Rumina
many people
and Yukie and
we're like,
Nonoka.
oh fuck, like the girls are here, Atami's here, like we're all done, and their level of competition, just how good they all are, is
they don't fuck around, dude.
Unbelievable.
They do not fuck around. They're on point at all times, like,
and it's so intense. And one of the best parts, maybe it's so Japanese. Is that wrong for me to say? But they're so serious about it the whole time.
That might be why, dude. Like a lot of us,
very little smiles.
Yeah, that means
so focused.
Like I was talking about how like kendama was about fun and just like whatever, you know, like I'm a Canadian, right? So it's very not Japanese. And like where I'm out there, I miss a trick, I fucking laugh my ass off. You know what I mean? Whereas they miss a trick and they're just kind of like stone face. Just like
stone face.
I should not have missed that.
Stone face.
I have so much respect for those girls. They grind harder than anybody, I think. The only people that I know of that grind as hard as them are the Gallaghers.
Oh.
Straight up.
Also a bit of stone face, those two.
Yes and no. They definitely have some stone face, but not always.
Yeah.
They also crack that cheesy grin.
I wonder if that's a part of being good. Should we try to stone face?
Fun. Fuck that shit. I ain't no gargoyle.
But yeah, girls event. That was good. A lot of people were there. It looked like it was held in the same place that it was last year.
I wasn't lucky enough to go last year, so I actually have no idea.
It looks like it was. The really crappy thing is that everyone has to sit down on the floor, which in Japan people are used to. Yeah, it's from a young age. All like schools, big announcement, like the principal's going to talk in like an elementary school or middle school. Everyone just goes to the gymnasium and sits on the floor.
Honestly, I'm kind of down with sitting on the floor personally, because
for
maybe
a few hours it kind of gets to your legs.
Yeah, it gets shitty after some time, for sure.
You gotta get up.
The thing about the girls' event venue, was that there's two really big rooms, and they were actually very, very spacious rooms.
Right.
Between them was this wall, and the only way to get through it was this one doorway.
One door, yeah.
So that was like the killing point. It was like if that wall would have opened up, it would have been fucking beautiful.
Right. Or at least like massive windows or something.
Yeah,
so you could really
like,
see what's happening.
Or yeah, we could all stand outside and watch. That would have been great.
Yeah. Because the room, it felt like the room was smaller where the competition was happening, maybe because of the stage and stuff.
I think the two rooms are pretty much the same size, I think.
Just a different...
The thing was that there's an actual stage, and like you said, like there's all the things in there, right? So there's like the big banner behind the stage, the stage
the DJ's
itself.
there. Yeah.
There's the DJ booth. There's like the room for the PA, like which is with the DJ and stuff, and like the MC is there, and so it's a whole thing. You know, it brings up everything a little, probably about 5 to 10 feet, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So. That takes up a lot of space, and then everybody's sitting on the floor, and nobody wants to sit really close to each other because you got to move around a bunch because you're sitting on the floor for an hour, like you were talking about. Because nobody wants to sit cross-legged perfectly, like shoulder to shoulder for an hour and a half to watch a competition, right? So it's it's a whole thing. But I myself, I was standing in the doorway for a lot of it. Like in that little doorway, just watching it, and I felt like I was in the way a lot of the time because there's a bunch of people behind me trying to watch, and I'm trying to get in the room and like watch, but like I'm not trying to step on people at the same time, and it's just I just really wish that wall would have opened up. That would have made everything so sick.
If the wall wasn't there,
but sometimes that's the way she goes.
Yeah.
So, for what it was actually a beautiful venue. I think.
Yeah.
It worked out pretty well.
That's good.
And it was a great event. Everybody was really stoked, and there was a really nice after party afterwards. We went to this cool little bar that had like some Famicoms and Super Famicoms.
I saw that.
N64 and stuff. And so we were all hanging out, playing Nintendo and playing Kendama and just drinking beers and hanging out. Well, those of us that are of age were drinking beers. Not everyone.
Everyone.
Yeah. And then after the girls' event, I was lucky enough to go to Hokkaido to go do some events in Hokkaido. So I've been doing this Kendama caravan tour throughout Japan.
Kendama
I don't know.
But you're not in a van, luckily.
I know, we've never been in a van. Actually, we were in a van a couple times, but not for a long time.
Yeah.
So if you guys haven't seen anything about it, it's been a tour. The whole thing is it's a tour around all of Japan to go spread the new Kendama Kente system, which I think I talked about a little bit in the last podcast. It's basically like a new equivalent that Gloken came up to basically be like the new Dawn system, but it's kind of updated with new tricks, so there's more kind of new style stuff in it.
Yeah, definitely.
And the whole thing is it's based around beginners. So it's not based around, like, pros aren't supposed to, like, I'm not trying to get in there and be like, oh, I got the master class, you know?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be, like, for people who've never played Kendama before to get in there and be like, I got something, you know? It's like, just to get people stoked on Kendama.
Yeah.
So I got to go to Hokkaido. So I got to go to Sapporo. We had a really sick event in Sapporo. I went to Obihiro. We had a really sick event there. And then another event in Atsuma. Atsuma is this really small town. There's like 5,000 people. I think under 5,000 people in that town, actually, which is really small for Japan.
Right.
There's usually a lot of people in towns in Japan. And there was more than 50 people at our event.
Oh, yeah.
So more than 1% of the population showed up to this event. It was insane. There was so much fun.
I think that's good because a lot of people, with Kendama, you don't know where to start or you don't know where to go with it. A lot of things.
Straight
when
up.
You're studying anything, it's like, well, what am I going to do with this? How is this going to improve me?
Yeah. Yeah, you're like, okay, I got a big cup and I spiked it once, so what do I do? You're like, oh, I did it. You're right. It's but they don't realize there's like, oh, well, you did a big cup. What about small cup? Oh, what about middle cup? What about putting them all together?
Right.
And
especially
they don't see that. And that's like where the Kendama Kente is like really actually good because it's not just like the hard tricks. There's very, very easy tricks where it's like you use your hand to put. We call it an easy big cup. You use your hand to put the tama on the cup, and then spike it.
Oh,
kind of
okay,
thing.
okay.
And then it's like easy big cup to little cup, and then so it's like you're working towards around Japan, right?
Oh, okay,
and things like that. So it's like baby steps. And that's something that like
baby steps.
It's ingenious in that way, honestly, because like little kids like in these events that I've been to, a lot of kids that have been to these events that are literally like 6 years old, like they're literally up to my waist. They're so small, and I'm not a big guy. Like they're tiny little kids, man, and they're just swinging kendamas around. But like they're also like completing these medal challenges, like the first kind of couple. And they feel stoked about it. And they're going to remember this, and they're going to want to keep doing those tricks, and they're going to want to keep making it to get to the beginner tricks, to get to the expert tricks, to get to the advanced tricks, right? And that's the whole point of it, is to get people stoked on it, to build the next generation of kendama players.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's kind of like what we were talking about with Catch and Flow, with all these young Japanese players being in the finals. It's like, look at that, right? Yeah. I feel like I'm helping to build a whole new generation of that. Which, like, sorry, American dudes, you guys got to step your game up if you want to stay on top, because, like, they're coming. They're coming. I'll tell you right now.
They are coming. Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, they are coming.
Yeah, right. A great example. Yeah. Catch and Flow. It just happened.
Dude.
They were just dominating. I heard, like, everyone was doing a good job.
At Catch and Flow, you mean?
Yeah, Catch and Flow. Yeah.
There's definitely some people that feel disappointed in themselves, myself included. But overall, like, I still landed some tricks. I don't feel overall like bad about myself, but I know there's other people who also like did much worse than they expected to, and they're very upset with themselves, and no matter what I told them, they'd be really angry about it. Even if I told them I thought they did good in a little bit, they would be upset about it.
Right, you're your own worst judge.
No, 100%, and that's kind of part of it, you know.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like just the everyone, the average players that were there. The
I see what you're saying. Yeah. Like it was all entertaining. A lot of people
were doing really, really good.
It was all entertaining,
even if it was
dude.
just one trick that was interesting, but it's like they did it on stage. It's like cool.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Everyone gets up and they just do their version of kendama.
Yeah,
and that's what it's about.
Yeah, except poor judges. That must be tough for them.
One of my favorite things, honestly, was Yui-chan. Yui is like the little girl.
Oh, yeah.
I think she's 9 years old, maybe. Yeah, sponsored by Crom.
Yeah.
She got up on stage with a wig to have the little wings, and she drew a little goatee on herself. She was a mini Bonds, and she played with a Bonds mod.
She cosplayed Bonds.
Yeah, she did. And she's actually really good at kendama too. So it was just like this, like literally a mini Bonds. It was fucking awesome. It was so sick. I kind of wish she made the finals, because that would have been sick to see more of.
Bonds versus Shadow Bonds.
No, yeah, Bonds versus Bonds.
Right, and I thought Kozarov was the only one that was cosplaying.
Dude, Kozarov started a whole generation of shit. And like we were talking about this at Catch and Flow, where like there was people dressed up as Spider-Man. There was like a dude dressed up like a caveman, did a handstand. He did a headstand on his kendama, like Matsumoto-san. There was like a whole bunch of people doing some weird shit, like dressed up kind of thing. And so we were talking about like whether it's good or bad that people that people are like kind of making not so I don't want to say making a mockery of it, but they're like kind of trying to entertain more so than actually do kendama performances.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're using a kendama to entertain, but they're not actually doing kendama tricks. They're dressing up. They're making it a spectacle rather than I'm up here doing hard shit. You know what I mean? Like so it's interesting. So I don't know, like a lot of people feel like that shouldn't be a thing and they don't appreciate it. You know what I mean?
I'm one of those people. If you're going to go into a hardcore competition,
and that's kind of kind of a hard thing, because like for me, there's what is there 100 plus spots for people to qualify for the finals, right? But there's only 16 finalists, and what was it, 3 seeded players this year?
Okay, right.
So there's only 13 spots to get into this competition out of 100 plus kind of thing. Yeah. So out of those 100 and plus, if a few of them are like something like that, and they just want to get up there and just put on a show, I think that's fucking awesome, personally.
Okay.
But that being said, with the trend that's going on, with like with the fact that there's more this year than there ever was, like I don't want that to be a thing where there's like 50 of them are all people in costumes and like doing shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think Kozarov is allowed to do that at all times, because Kozarov is Kozarov.
She made it.
And she made it, exactly. Yeah. That is some Kozarov shit. Like, you can't touch that. But it's interesting. I don't know. It's a very interesting topic. I don't know what to say about it. Because part of me really agrees with it. Part of me kind of is kind of like, get the fuck out of here. There's actual kendama players that want to get up here and show their shit,
Yeah.
And like whether they're gonna make the finals or not, that's not what it's about. They're trying to show their version of kendama, like I talked about.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And like if your version of kendama is wearing a fucking Spider-Man suit and doing something weird, then that's cool. But like, I don't think that's your only version of kendama. Like that's not your best version of kendama. That's just like something you came up with that you want to do on the stage because you have this spotlight on you for a brief second.
Right. Yeah,
So
it's like when people are in the back of some news reporter that's doing a live coverage of some shit, they're just in the back like, Mom, I'm on TV, just do something stupid.
Yeah, right? Yeah, it's the dude, exactly. It's the dude in the back with the I'm with stupid t-shirt being like, oh, look at me.
Yeah.
I'm fucking awesome. Yeah, Mom, look at me.
Now it's like if they streaked, okay, high five. But if they just like wave their hands
if someone
in the
streaks a
background,
catch and flow, dude, they should just get the prize automatically, dude. I don't know. If you like get up on stage naked and do a yank spike, maybe you win. That's it. Shout out to anyone who wants to do that next year.
Not that kind of yank spike though, everyone. Hey.
That's not what I meant. Oh, that's awesome though.
Oh man.
So with catch and flow, that's a new competition that just happened.
Yeah.
There's also been a lot of new shit coming out and stuff like that. So like one of the things has been like the new Terra Pro mods. I didn't get to talk about that last podcast because that was before they came out, so I didn't want to say anything. And so now the Terra Pro mods have come out.
Bum, bum.
It's beautiful thing. Go buy the Rod mod. It was pretty sick. There's also been, what else has there been? There's the Sulab Pro models. They've had some stuff.
Oh yes, well that's true. Yeah. I did the little.
How did you draw a blank on that? I thought you would have been on top of that of all people.
Oh no, okay, yeah. That was the day of Girls Event. Yeah, that's when they were released.
Yeah, I unfortunately didn't make it to the Sulab party after the annual party after that because it was just really far and the girls' party and
where it was located. That's definitely a thing.
Yeah, the Modi
there
mod.
Was, those came out. The Moti mods, Su, and Takuya.
Yeah, Takuya. Yeah.
It's very interesting. He's half Sulab Pro, half Kendama Israel Pro.
Is he?
I think that's the first ever double pro sponsor.
Because Kaito also. Kaito is on Grain Theory.
But he's not like pro. He's not labeled with pro.
I guess on the Sud pro team, that's true.
Exactly.
I guess on either of them, I guess.
Right.
But that being said, Kaito is as much of a pro as any of us, if not more.
He's
that kid, dude. I played a game of Dama with that kid,
so sick.
and I played a game of Ken with him.
Yeah.
And I literally I got to KE and I was like, okay, listen, in Canada we play Dama, so I need an extra letter here. You got to give me a second.
One. There's new rules that we play in
and
Canada.
He still beat me, of course, but
yeah.
That kid is crazy, dude.
Yeah.
And not only that, but he has a great head on his shoulders. Like when we were playing, he really proved to me that he understands the game. He was doing things where he would do a trick and thumb it and be like, "Oh no, I thumbed it."
Yeah.
He would call himself before I even said anything.
Yeah, no, at Sulab, whenever we play, I was always a hard ass with that. Not
good
to good. Be a jerk teacher, but just be like,
no, totally.
I'm like, come on, that was.
But that's something that I've struggled with. Like we talked about in the last podcast, with my KWC group.
Yeah,
how I had the people who were kind of touching and stuff.
Right,
and,
right.
I always struggled with that because I don't want to be mean.
Right.
I'm a nice guy. But I've had enough of that shit. I'm like, fuck that. You know what? If you're gonna touch, I'm gonna call you out. I'm over it.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah,
that's it. It's game over now. I'm turning into Wyatt Bray. It's if you want to fuck around, if you don't want to respect the game that we're playing, and if you want to play at the level that all the pros are playing at, where we've put in the work to do these tricks for fucking years, and not only do the tricks but do them clean. If you're gonna do it and you're gonna thumb them and then tell me it's clean,
right?
Fuck you,
don't
dude.
lie about
I'm
that
sorry.
Shit.
Exactly. I'm sorry, but fuck you.
Right.
I'm not sorry. No, I'm not sorry. I take that back. I'm not sorry.
I'm sorry, but fuck you. I'm sorry. I'm saying fuck you, but fuck you.
There's a couple. I'm not gonna name names, but there's a couple people that I've seen lately hand some tricks on stage at events, and I'm just like, you know what? Get the fuck out of here. Like, you don't get it.
If it's a
you don't understand, and you don't respect anyone who is here.
Yeah.
And that is what pisses me off. I still like you as a person. I have nothing against you as a human being, of course. But as a kendama player, fuck off.
Yeah.
Because you don't get it.
Yeah, it disrespects all the other pros, all the other people who are doing
all the
that
people,
shit
dude.
Legit.
It literally to me, what it says is that you think that you're smarter than me and you think I'm an idiot and you think I won't see it. That's what it says to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like, you're going to do it and you're going to be like, oh, no, I did it. Oh, spike. Oh, yeah, sick. And I'm just like, dude, I saw you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not stupid. Like, fuck you. I don't care that you fucking swizzled it and then fucking got it on there.
Exactly, yeah.
If you fucked up, then that's cool. Like, I do it too, dude. We all touch once in a while. Just fucking take it off and start over.
Or just
it's
don't
not
even do
that
it.
hard.
That's why I never do lunars, because that shit always hits my hand. I'm like,
yeah, dude. Well, that's my
Always.
thing is like, if I do a lunar and it touches, I will take seconds off my clock to be like, oh, and I'll point at it and I'll take it off.
Yeah, okay.
Only because of those people. That's why.
Yeah.
It's just for those people so that they can see me do that and be like, oh, Rod gives a shit about that. You know? So like maybe they will understand because of that. Maybe. They're not going to listen to this because they speak Japanese, but
I mean, I remember that happened to Moti. Like it hit his shirt during catch and flow. And like I saw him like he like shook his head. He's like, no. Like he put his hand out, did like the chop.
Did he? I didn't see that. That's sick.
Yeah.
That's super sick. Monty's someone that, like, I don't appreciate his style. I'm not going to lie. He has some really janky shit going on.
Yeah.
But he's really fucking good.
Yeah.
Really good. My thing with him is that he will do, like, recently he posted, like, what Penguin is a whole fucking thing I'm not going to get into right now. Penguin, border balance, triple inward flip back to border balance.
Okay.
And then he goes to lighthouse. So he goes to cop house and then spike. He's copping out to the lighthouse. That shit drives me goddamn bonkers, the fucking lighthouse shit. It's like, if you can do a fucking inward triple border balance flip, you can go straight to spike. You don't have to go to a fucking lighthouse.
Okay.
That's like, you might as well be doing a crazy spacewalk combo to big cup, is what that says to me.
Oh, I see. That's a good way to put it.
It's the same thing, dude.
Yeah.
When you're at that level, a lighthouse is a big cup. It straight up is.
Oh, I see.
And like, I'm not exaggerating. Like, that's anybody who's at this level will fucking agree with me. Like, that is what it is. It's like, I like to call it a cop house. You're copping out. It's a cop house.
Fucking
So
call the nine.
cut out the goddamn cop house, people. Please do us all a favor. Put in the work. If you can do a hard trick, just fucking spike it. We don't want to see you go to lighthouse. I want to see you spike it. Please, do me a favor.
But yeah. So in any case, I think a lot of people, when they're friends with one another at different teams, like again at Sioux Lab, we got the Kendama Boo. It's just, you know, a group of people. We all know each other really well, so I feel like we're more open to kind of be like, oh, like that hit your thumb, and then we all like understand right away. Like if we pull up and it hits our thumb, then we just be like, okay, like usually for a Ken game, especially you know, Ken games.
Yeah. Of course, that's where it usually happens, right? Because like when you're playing by yourself, but no one even notices.
Who cares?
And if they do, it's kind of like whatever.
Yeah,
it's your own shit.
Right.
Like
so
I do that too. When I'm just playing by myself, it hits my thumb. I'll just fucking throw it up and do whatever, you know, just to fuck with it. And like it's only practice, you know, but I still know it touched my thumb.
Right.
Whereas like if I'm in a competition or like a Ken game or something, it's like, yo, like,
no go.
It's something different, you know. It's another level of shit where like you're doing a trick for someone. You're not just playing by yourself. It's a different thing, and that's something that I feel like people don't understand sometimes.
Which is crazy because I think most people do.
Yeah, most people do, and the thing about it that gets me is that most of the people that I see not doing it is Japanese people, Japanese kids, mostly. And the thing about that is that like Japanese people are so about honor. You know, like that's like the number one in Japan. It's like your fucking honor. It's like if
maybe
you
it's just for the older generation.
I don't know. Maybe it is. I don't know, dude. But it goddamn gets me. It makes me so mad. Because like,
calm down.
Mostly because these kids are so good, you know? It's like, I know that you are capable of better.
Yeah,
so why are you
yeah.
fucking selling yourself short and trying to lie to me at the same time? It's like, fuck you, dude. Just put in a little bit more effort, and then I will give you all of the respect in the world.
Right.
Straight up. But
no.
they don't. So it's like, well, fuck you.
Yeah. It's over.
Yeah. And
That
like
happens.
honestly,
Sadly.
like at first, every one of these people I'm talking about, I have given the respect at first, and I've been stoked on them until they show me that, and then it's like, you just let me down. Like why?
Yeah.
Why, dude? Like get in there, fucking work harder, do something. Like show me what you got, motherfucker.
Show me what you've got.
Show me what you got.
On that note, I think everyone's tired.
Yeah, probably.
We've been jamming for a good hour, everyone.
We have been
talking pretty much solely about Catch and Flow.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big event.
That happened. It is.
Catch and Flow, the girls' event.
They say it's
surrounding that.
It's the world freestyle champion, but it only happens in Tokyo, so I don't know how if that's like, the world. Maybe because they were the first
the World
one
Cup
to do
only
it.
happens in Japan. It's a
guess
Japanese
that's
game.
true.
It should happen in Japan,
So
right?
you just put in your title and you're the world's champion? I guess so.
I mean, yeah, I think maybe.
Because it's so young, no one really just like.
I mean, there is other competitions around the world, but those are set up. Those are set up to be part of the other competitions, right? That's why. Like, what about KWC? Is that not a world competition?
It is. But it's like, do all the people make it out there? Like, it's,
absolutely not.
Catch and Flow.
But that goes with anything, right? Like, what about the X Games?
I guess
for
so.
Skateboarding and shit. Does everybody make it to the X Games that should?
I mean,
probably not.
All the pros usually get there because they get.
There's probably There's probably a few skaters that shred the fuck out of everything that don't get to make it. I don't know. I don't follow it as closely as I should.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah. But then, like, I feel like
that's kind of the reality of these kinds of things, where it has to be somewhere,
right?
And no matter where you put it, there's going to be a place where there's some people who can't go to it.
Yeah. So they should move around. They should get out. Then I feel.
But that
like.
being said, is like it's a Japanese game, so it stays in Japan. So like it's in the homeland. You take a pilgrimage to the homeland to compete for the title of said game. I think that's pretty sick.
Okay.
Personally.
Makes sense.
But I also understand what you're saying, and I think
it would be cool. Yeah, if it would travel around.
I also think it would be cool for it to be other places.
Right.
I agree with that.
Like that'd be real sick, because then that would give so much, a spotlight for the players in that area.
Straight up, but that just makes it harder though for like sponsors and like the people who put on the World Cup.
Put it up. Yeah,
for example,
definitely.
especially like the fact that it's Japanese. Like Japanese sponsors don't want to sponsor something anywhere else because they can't speak Japanese anywhere else, right? So like everyone that has anything to do with World Cup right now is fucked outside of Japan.
Right.
So like why in the hell would they go anywhere else?
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it'd be tough. But I get okay.
It's a very difficult. I've talked about this a lot with Tomotsu and some other people. Yeah, there's recently been lots of talks of like Catch and Flow moving to Denmark and stuff like that. And like,
right.
So yeah, there's a lot of things going on with that.
Right, it could be
but
tough. Just a world.
I think ultimately, it's like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's fucking sick where it is. People get to come, and you know what? I've been to every World Cup, and it's a little bit boring going to the same goddamn thing every goddamn year, taking the same bus to the same place, doing the same things. But that being said, it's also kind of sick in a way. It's a ritual.
It's right, yeah.
So I get to go visit this magical place every year, once a year, on the same date almost, and go be there just to play kendama.
Same hot ass date.
Yeah, it's hot as fuck, but that's why I got the big hat. So, as you were saying on that note, I believe we've talked long enough.
Yeah.
We've nerded out for a little while for this episode anyways.
Episode 2 / episode Catch and Flow Girls Event.
So it might just be time for, because, we're nerds and that's what we do.
Seriously.
So, yeah, it was good nerding out with you, MJ.
Definitely, Rod.
Yeah, and I hope all you guys who are listening are enjoying the nerdiness. And hopefully you guys all sign in for episode 3. It will be around sometime soon.
Yeah. announcement. We got a Dama Nerds Instagram page. Everyone go sign up, follow us. I guess you don't sign up, follow us. We'll be posting some stuff. We're going to ask you to ask us questions that we will be handpicking to feature on the next episode.
Yeah, we want to know what the hell to talk about. We know there's other nerds out there. Nerds want to hear what the nerds want to hear, so let's talk about it.
Definitely. I mean, we got other stuff that we could talk about. You know, we totally just sank really hard into Catch and Flow in this episode.
Yeah, we really did, but that's all good.
Real hard. Different aspects of it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. But there'll be more stuff coming up. We're all busy, but we're going to be trying to push these out. So just stay tuned.
Absolutely. And until then, my Dama Nerds, stay nerdy.